Alright, take 3, here we go. For some reason OBS is like sluggish with detecting a full screen audio source when it's a game. Anyhow, yeah, so welcome to SpaceChem. Yeah, it's just, a quick video I wanted to do on this game. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to show off what I got in the game. It's going to be kind of a showcase instead of a true playthrough or anything. And I don't intend to even beat the game. I just kind of want to talk about it a little. As you can see, I've made a bit of progress into the game. Those are like the worlds, and I'm up to the second to last one apparently. Yeah, SpaceChem is one of my favorite games. It's a logic puzzle game. It isn't much of a typical video game. It doesn't. It is how should I put it? It's very challenging, but not in a conventional way. It doesn't test your reflexes or anything. So I wanted to kind of do a video on it because it has been quite an adventure playing this game for me. In fact, I played the game. I last played it 5 years ago, which kind of came as a shock to me because, where does the time go? And yeah, basically I made most of my progress then. So yeah, it seems I don't have that much further to go, but well, I'm not going to make a video doing that because I find that I tried watching people play this game. It's quite fun, but they usually start, blind and continue until it gets too frustrating to play. They used to say, the challenges get more and more complex, and they usually drop off around the third world or maybe the fourth, which is cool and all. But the further on you go, the more tedious it gets to watch people. It's not very fun, They kind of prototype, they figure out their own solutions to puzzles. So anyhow, I'm just gonna drop in and show you what I got here. It's a cool game because it has those leaderboards on the left, right? Press tab to view leaderboards. What does that do? It just shows you what my Steam friends got. And the graphs here are the global leaderboards. One of the most fun things you can do in this game is optimize your solutions. You have 3 different qualities of optimization, shall we say: reactors, symbols, and cycles. And of course, the most fun thing is to optimize for cycles, for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go through each and every one of those missions or assignments, I think as they're called. Oops, didn't mean to click on that. Actually clicking on the little asteroids in the background is, you could even say, it's more fun than the game itself, because it is a lot of frustration and delayed gratification. It doesn't have the same effect as dropping into Unreal Tournament, grabbing a flak cannon, shooting the grenade, the shrapnel grenade attack at someone and watch him blow up into bloody pieces. You don't have that kind of cathartic instant gratification in this kind of game. So that's what kind of ultimately would discourage me from continuing eventually, because it was getting really tough. Anyhow, so yeah, spoiler alert. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make it clear in the title. You're going to see the solutions for all of the assignments that I have completed, and yeah, we're just gonna go through it together. It's quite fun. I'm not gonna teach you the basics. I kind of assume that you know what you're doing if you're watching this, and if not, you go play the game. The the first assignments, like this very first one over here, is just like a tutorial. Generally speaking, you want to move, like you work on the inputs on the left-hand side, and you have to manipulate atoms because SpaceChem is a game about space chemistry, and yeah, you want to utilize the little manipulators that you program inside the reactor over here called Waldos to, produce the output molecule, I guess, or chemical compound, and then, drop it over there and, deliver it for further processing, I guess. Yeah, so this is like the simplest thing you can do in this game. You already have the exact output particle you want, or molecule, I really don't know. I don't know chemistry much. So yeah, basically this is the solution optimized for cycles. I think I could have done it myself. It's like the very simplest thing. I know that I looked up some solutions on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure I plagiarized some of them, but I think I stopped around the fourth world. And yeah, I'll comment on that, on every assignment, whether I think it's my solution or not. I mean, it's been 5 years, so I don't remember. So this is kind of simple. Like, you look at it go. It's very satisfying to watch the little manipulators. They go grab a particle, they move it, they rotate it here, because rotating a particle is going to be one cycle faster than going one tile further to drop it without rotating. And yeah, that's basically that's all she wrote. That's it for this one. It's very fast. It's very nice because it's like it's a cool solution when you first think of it, because it's where you make use of the fact that the little circuits that you build for your Waldos, they don't have to be actually circuits. You can make them into like linear back and forth circuits, I guess. that they traverse, and it's very fast. You don't need many symbols. You take the input for spawning more inputs, and then everything else is sort of dead simple. You drop them over there, and you put some out instructions there. It's beautiful. Everything in the middle gets executed twice, and things on the edges once. Amazing. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah. Also, like this thing over here. I don't know if it always persists or not. I reinstalled the game, so maybe it cleared some flags about completing the tutorial. But I don't know if it wants, if it will always pester you about it. If you don't have the red start position in the square it wants you or not. But either way, it only obstructs the whatever the Greek letter it is. I think it's omega output field, so it's no big deal. We don't even use that in that assignment. Next one, slightly different. What have we here? Oh, okay, same deal, just you literally flip it upside down. It just uses the beta and omega outputs of alpha, and I don't know what this is, phi, I think, or phi, or however you pronounce it. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's literally the same thing, but just different tiles. You could rotate the atoms the other way, the molecules, I guess, and it wouldn't make a bit of difference. Yeah, it's cool that you have some simple Windows-like or just generally universally known shortcuts in the game. Like, it doesn't tell you that, but you know, you can press Ctrl Z for undo and Ctrl Y for redo. It's nice. This editor is kind of decent for what it is. Yeah, let's keep moving. Like this whole first world is just the very, you know, barest basics, and yeah, the cycles, you know, the 45, as you can see, like the huge spike in the middle must be the solution that the game, well, it walks you into that, because it, like, you know, it straight up tells you step by step what you need to do, you know, right, to make a working first solution for the game. And yeah, we are on the far end of the curve, I guess, if I can call it that. Like it's a very, like, there's not much room for optimization here or here. Okay, crossover. Let's see that. I see that I was also trying to optimize for symbols at some point. Maybe, I don't know. Like you can see that there's a huge steep drop off suddenly to the left. So I'm guessing it's like something very obvious, because a lot of people get 16 symbols. And 36, it just sounds needlessly complicated. But let's see what this one is about. Ooh, spicy. Okay, yeah. Well, it's immediately obvious why it's called crossover, right? So let's see this circuit in action. Okay, don't know if that's my solution or not. I mean, it looks like something I would be able to come up with. I guess it's smarter this way if you like go one set of inputs at a time, because you know you eliminate collisions. And ultimately, I don't see a faster way to do it. Just have to go back and forth a lot. Yeah, I really like to go through past solutions and look for ways to optimize them a little, but with Cernimir 2, I doubt that we can squeeze out any cycles anymore. Well, this looks like it's it has a bit of something to the left of the line in the cycles graph, so maybe introduction to bonding. Yeah. So yeah, the game gradually throws more stuff at you. Like bonding is the very basic operation you do to, you know, convert inputs into an output. What does this do? It just bonds stuff, doesn't it? It spawns silver over there and just kinda bonds as the walls bond as they pass. It's that simple. I don't see any way to make it faster. Maybe there is. Like people are like have been doing some crazy creative things with the game. One thing you will see people say about this game is that there are like countless solutions to every assignment. That's true. Like generally there is only one optimal one, but there are multiple, you know, degrees of sub-optimality. You can, I don't know, like you can for whatever reason make the, oh dang it, the circuit just a little bit longer like that. I don't know if that will work. Actually, it might not. No, it won't. Ah, it does. No, never mind. Because the input instruction is too late, I think. Wait, no. Okay. Well, that's one of the quirks of the game that I think it teaches you. Red always has priority of its operations before blue, so the blue Waldo spawns in an atom, and you know the bond instruction has already been executed, so we can't do that like this. But you know, for the purpose of example, you could like fiddle around a bit, like I don't know, like literally you could make the circuit a bit longer and lose some cycles that way, maybe. No, never mind. Well, this should work. No. However, this should, yeah. And just like that, you got yourself technically another solution that's less optimized. 84 cycles. Let's not get too carried away. Let's not... Does this work? Yeah, it does. Okay. Great. So yeah, 84 versus whatever it was, 75. By the way, every time I listen to this music, I ascend to a higher plane of existence. So, some of those tracks are just sublime, like this one. It really has this kind of space conquest vibe. I really like it. So what's this? Oh, brief history of SpaceChem. You know, the names of the missions mostly correspond with the story snippets that they provide you, not with what they have you do. Well, this looks like literally the same thing, but upside down. Pretty much. I don't know, I think those are mine solutions. This looks so simple. I even have a grab drop instruction instead of just purely drop, even though those Waldos will never grab anything over here. Next. Removing Bond, the boss of this world, so to speak, if you can call it that. It's all tutorial. Look at that, 28, only 28 cycles to complete that thing. What? How? What is this? That makes sense, because you dump two of them at the same time. Oh yeah, this is like a variation of that very first solution. It just spends an extra cycle outputting things. Look at that. Because there are now... Wait. It debonds and then it immediately outputs, but it takes a single cycle per every separate like atom, I guess, if they are not bound together. One cycle, second cycle, and it repeats. So that's why it's twice as fast. Okay. So Cernimir 4 is like an extended tutorial, shall we say. It introduces some production assignments here, which look like this. They have this overworld kind of view where you like create pipelines and set up reactors for stuff, but like we'll get to that in a moment. Double bonds. Yeah, so you can make up to 3 bonds between individual atoms. And as you mouse over the molecule. Dang it, I am really compelled to look up the definitions. I probably, I'm going to embarrass myself. I don't know what I'm talking about. I had a D in chemistry in high school. I'm not, not proud of that. But yeah, there is a little field in the bottom right that displays information about like the atomic number of the given atom, I guess, and the number of bonds for gameplay purposes. So yeah, same thing, but you add 2 bonds, so you want to execute 2 bond instructions, I guess. How does this work? 1 bond? Oh, and then you... what? Makes no sense to me so far. Okay. Now it has a bond, and... oh, then the red Waldo executes an output before anything enters this area. Okay, makes sense. And then it executes output twice. It's on its way out. It makes sure that this area is clear. Cool. Look at them go. This music makes it so majestic. It's great. It's really nice. Right, so you get a lot of good feelings doing those early levels. Making stuff simply work, and not even optimizing. It's just fun to listen to this music and just look at your little robotic slaves do all this work unpaid and without any rest. What's this? 44 cycles? Let's see. Also, apparently I got 49 symbols used at some point. Oh, that's actually my solution. Last means it's the last one I tried. Oof. Okay, yeah, I remember this one. This cannot be mine. I do not believe I made this. I must have plagiarized it. This is too smart for me. Look at this. Look at this. So nitrogen has up to 5 maximum bonds, and this is exploited here. As you can see, a lot of inputs are happening, and just watch. Look at this. A whole freaking snake of nitrogen atoms is made. And then they need 2 extra bonds as they enter this bonder area. So it happens both walls to the bond plus instruction now. And then a single unbind and immediately output it, so no collision occurs. As you have already seen before, an error sound is played when atoms touch. You cannot touch the atoms. And again, and again. And the analogous thing happens for the red wall, but its snake is shorter. And this is not something I would come up with myself, because it's so smart. It's made so that one loop gives you exactly 5 outputs. I would have probably tried to cram in an extra pair of nitrogen atoms on the red wall. This cannot be mine. This is way too smart for me. Like, you can just watch someone on YouTube and just copy their symbols. And I think that's what I did here. There's no way this is mine. There's no way this is original. Yeah, the source of the solution is the question of who made this is best left unanswered. Multiple outputs. Oh god, what is this? It's also kind of nice coming back to your own solutions, if this even is mine, and thinking to yourself, what am I even looking at? I have no idea off the top of my head. Oh, okay. Well, I can see that the bonders are like right on the edge of the output, so okay, so what's going on is okay, they spawn sideways, so a bunch of them is going to be glued together as they spawn by the carbon atom, and then they're going to rotate and counter or clockwise, and they're just going to get jammed in there and like immediately somehow debonded and output. How does this work? You get 4 of those, they rotate, and then some debonding needs to happen, but I don't see it. There's an input. So what now? Oh, okay. It debonds some of them. What? Debonds another one, grabs the whole compound by this carbon ball, and oh, that's like unbelievably clever. It cannot be mine. That's way too smart. No, that's not my solution. It cannot be. It's just too good. I would get anxiety from having all of those symbols next to each other. This is like super smart. Someone must have come up with that who's not me. Anyway, so the first assignment, it's literally just a pipeline. You don't have any reactors, just to drag pipes, and those are the cargo freighters. They need to be loaded with the exact thing that's already in the tanks. How convenient. Yeah. Easy peasy. Now this is where you actually have to do stuff, but it's obviously quite simple. You just need to take inputs from the storage tanks and then You can see there's some weight when there is nothing in the pipeline that causes the, the Waldos to stop on the input instruction, like the blue one is waiting for the chlorine to bond with hydrogen. Oh, yeah, that's basically it. You literally cannot do it any faster. You are like immediately taking the inputs as they become available. With better positioning, you could maybe optimize the number of cycles, but I do not believe you can get this reactor in any better spot. Like, I mean, you can move it wherever you want, as long as, there are no mountains or like whatever in the way. There's something in the fish cake. Wait, that's what we've already seen. Okay. Sleepless on Cernimir 4. As you can see, again, there's one very obvious solution by the steep drop-off in the like numbers of people who did anything below 818. There's nothing faster than that, and a lot of people got 818 or thereabouts. So yeah, we make formaldehyde. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, out of hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. Easy peasy. You bond those two together. You bond the output with hydrogen, right? 2 hydrogens even. This might be interesting what happens here, but this is like that simple. Okay. Yeah. They add 2 bonds. What happens in here? Oh, this looks kinda elaborate. Those are some very long, pathways for the Waldos, but we'll see why that is. There's a sync operation, which causes one Waldo to stop until another one reaches a sync operation. Waiting. Oh. Hydrogen spawned. Don't know why it takes such a long path, but okay. Oh, look at that. We have quite a backlog over here. The bottleneck is the hydrogen, because those Waldos are working as hard as they can. They immediately take out the all of the oxygen and carbon they can get. So soon they will be unable to output anything because the pipeline is jammed. Look at that. Now it won't be able. Oh, actually, yeah, it is able for now, but soon. Yeah, it has to wait. Oh, okay, they both output. So that acts as a kind of makeshift synchronization point for those. And then a bottleneck also appears here, but that's okay. So yeah, you basically just need to serve the hydrogen over here as fast as they arrive. And yeah, that's it for Cernimir 4. 30 minutes in the video and I have only covered 2 worlds. Oh my, this is going to take like an hour and a half. Oh well, so be it. Danop, I don't know how you pronounce this thing. Look at how symmetrical it is at the top. Anyhow, let's move on to the next assignment. Well, this looks kinda simple. You just kinda take 2 carbon atoms and then glue them to 2 hydrogens. Oh, this I see what's happening here. I see it before it's played out. So it shows you here like the blueprint of the molecule you're supposed to produce, but it doesn't tell you that it doesn't matter which way the atoms are oriented. If the hydrogen is attached to the left of this carbon or to the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. See, it attaches to the side instead of like, well, the other side. This is one of the most glorious tracks in the game, when the choir kicks in, man. Oh. This is some majestic stuff. I unironically love it. Yeah, okay, well, we've seen enough. It takes 3. But 3 of what? Ah, 3 hydrogen atoms, of course. To make ammonia. Alright, so how does this work? You have to be a bit creative with the usage of bonders. Like you can, you can manipulate them, you can put them wherever you want. But they do need to be next to each other so they can bond. You can see a line appearing between them. Take nitrogen, spawn some hydrogen by the red one. Oh, this is beautiful in its simplicity. Only one rotation needed because it's overall faster by a cycle than dropping it off here, or 2 cycles, I'm not sure. I think it's 1 cycle. Okay, next. I always look at the cycles here to see if I can squeeze out more, but on the first 3 worlds I don't believe so. Also, hang on a second, I wonder about something. That's not the one. I remember there being one level, one mission where I had a lot of fun. I think it might have been this one. It was something about bonding oxygen, I believe, or just bonding in general. It might have been this one, double bonds, but let me see. Removing bonds is not the one. Introduction to bonding? No. So double bonds must have been the one where I had like a kind of a funny solution. I wonder if I can reproduce it on the fly. Let me try. Yeah, okay, so that I don't mess this up. It was kind of funny in the way that there wasn't really much transportation taking place. Instead, it was like, let me see. Something like that. How many bonds do you get per oxygen? 2. I don't think I can do this anymore, actually. But actually, no, wait, I did get it to work, I'm pretty sure, but it didn't work well is the problem. It wasn't very efficient, but I will try to show you. So we get an input and kind of just grabbing and dropping another oxygen atom, and I was kind of making a snake, let me see. Yeah, like this, and how do you make a snake? I mean, you need to continue, like a continuous one, It wasn't like in that one of the previous segments where you like, when you saw a bunch of disjointed ones, just one continuous one going from left to right. It was, I should be able, yeah, it's definitely possible to do that here. It's just going to take bigger loops than just this tight one, I think. So let me see. Like this. Wait, that doesn't work. Yeah, okay. So at least we got this going for now. Oh no, this is not going to work at all. What if... No, not quite. Also not working. Well, you need to, it needs to bond over here, so and doesn't do that. Yeah, you definitely need to like make the circuits a bit wider, so there's enough time for that. Like this. And it's not going to work here with the blue wall over there. Unless... Hang on a sec. Okay, well that way you get a bond immediately, and another one, which is not what we want. And then, you know, of course we're running into this issue. Yeah, this is terribly slow, but it gets the point across. And then you also just kinda... You figure out a way to add another bond over here. Actually, technically... Oh yeah, right. It doesn't actually work, does it now? Never mind. I might have done that with the nitrogen assignment, because nitrogen has up to like 3 or 4 or 5 bonds, so this max bonds is not an issue there. Well, you know, at least you get the idea. Then you add another bond here, move one further, you debond and output what's over there, because this thing is too long. It's not entirely in the output, so it does not get output. It's kind of cool, but yeah, definitely not efficient. Well, I didn't succeed, but at least I showed you the general gist of what my solution was, one of them, before, you know, I optimized the heck out of it. Okay, we've seen this one. We've seen this one too. What's this? Okay, this one is new. Yeah, split before bonding. Obviously, you need to split some stuff. You need to split the hydrogens, not so much the oxygens, because they are already in the right position, but you do need to remove a bond. Okay, so how elegant is this solution? It probably is quite nice. Okay, yeah, this is definitely not something I could have discovered myself, or maybe I did, I'm not sure. I might have actually discovered this thing myself, but this is some black magic going on. This is just basically bug using what's happening here. This is like way too... It doesn't make any sense, but... Yeah, it just one bond minus instruction followed by a bond plus, and magically, you know, it adds the bonds in just the right places. It's determined by like bonder priority. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but you see, if you orient them in a certain way, completely, you know, they look exactly the same, but they don't work the same way. This is just stupid. It shouldn't work. But it does. Alright, so first actual production assignment. Well, there have been some before, but what does this do? Well, you kinda do split before bonding, but with bigger particles. It's kinda obvious what's happening here. Those things you can, you know, modify yourselves. The output node editor for you know, helping yourself. It shows over there, and you can move from reactor to reactor like this. So we're gonna get a bunch of methane. What happens then? Grabbed by the leftmost hydrogen. Unbound probably. Oh, what? That's pretty smart. Actually, you leave the entire thing in the output area, and you output it, and then the other thing goes there. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, it takes a while for those things to be sent. Which one should we look at first? I guess this one is going to be more interesting. Yeah, it gets the first part of unknown, whatever this is, and waits for another one. It syncs, so the other thing can do the rotation. All right, fair enough. Maybe you can make it more efficient, but I don't know. Well, it literally have waiting times here, so I really don't think it matters. As long as you wait on stuff, then it means you're already fast enough in that reactor. And this, what does this do? The most basic thing imaginable. There's a lot of, cycles you spend waiting, so you don't have to worry too much about optimizing your stuff. Alright, next one. Nothing works. I think this was the first point in the game where I got stumped. Let's see, oh boy. Oh, what are those pipelines? No, oh no. Always going on. What's this for? Okay, that's the output of this one. I guess I wanted to see the pipes. Methane radical, I don't know if that's how you say it. What do we have here? Okay, we have pumps for nitrogen and methane. Okay. And we kinda just take off some hydrogen, I guess. But how much? Alright, let's see it in action, I guess. This is going to be the simplest thing imaginable. It doesn't even use the red wall, though. It just unbinds all the time. Wow. Okay. So you basically never want this in normal assignments, in most assignments, but if you get a Waldo stuck, it just repeats the same instruction over and over, endlessly. So it just keeps unbinding. Oh, that's pretty good. Is that fast enough? I'm guessing it is because nitrogen is not the bottleneck in this somehow. But looking at the length of the pipe, something is very obviously not right. I see a lot of hydrogen going over here in weird positions. Okay. I just bind, so there's always like... yeah, I don't exactly know how that works, but it just grabs whatever comes first, and the input is always either when the red Waldo is in this tile or this one, so it kind of prevents conflicts. And it also, like, spawns extra hydrogen just in time, and there's a huge backlog, so that's what the extra pipe length is for. So yeah, very obviously nitrogen is not an issue. Actually, it's not so obvious to me. Oh, it looks like nothing is really an issue. You get plenty of everything here. So what do we do with methane anyway? Oh, that's cool. I like the handover. They're both grabbing the molecule at the same time by, different ends. And it is doable as long as they move in the same direction, otherwise they will pull a molecule apart, which is disallowed. Actually, in this case, apparently order doesn't matter. The drop is executed fast enough, so the rotation instruction, which it's red, so it should come before blue, but it's executed later. And what next? Wow, some just-in-time unbinding. Wow. Okay, that's really dangerous when you think about it. You need to you probably need to orient the bonders the right way again, I'm guessing, because this goes into the details, the nitty-gritty of what order the game processes output molecules, because if this one was the one output first, not the one on the right, then there would be a collision. Funny. It's nice whenever you don't need to move the rest of the the chemical compound. Okay, that's some weird stuff going over there, some witchcraft. Oh, that's a tight loop. I like tight loops. So what's happening here? Are they the same length? This looks like 9 length and this looks like 8 length, but this has a rotation instruction, and this one too, but does it ever... Wait, it rotates on nothing. Just to gain an extra cycle to catch up with this one, or like to slow down. Okay. Not entirely sure why. But this is basically, a replacement for a sync instruction. Saves on, I guess, the total symbols you use. You actually kind of can see the rotation of the nitrogen in place. At least I thought that. Okay, so how does this work? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is both 9 length after all. Counting this rotation as one extra cycle. What? It didn't count it as extra cycle. Turns out I cannot count this, actually just 8, because the one in the middle is not a... we don't traverse it like that, we traverse it in a circle, it's 8 length. So I'm stupid. Now it makes sense. That's why you want an extra, a superfluous rotation over here, so they both stay in sync. If they don't, nasty things happen. Yep. I hate that error sound, it's so loud. Yep, it misses and misses again. And then, it spawn kills, it telefrags the other methane radical. So yeah, what happens if I swap around the wall? Will it break? Yes, it will. Okay, I don't know if I came up with this myself. I kinda doubt it. This kind of weird Bonder black magic I really don't think it's mine. Is there a challenge? Oh yes, there is. In place swap, cool. So yeah, some worlds after the first two ones have... Well, there's a boss first of all, and then there is the challenge. I'm not going to show bosses, I don't think. They are kind of different from the rest of the game. Maybe I'll show one or two. Okay, so the reactor quota tells you how many of those you can use. And you have different kinds. Standard reactor, assembly reactor. Oh, cool, I can put them down even if I exceed the quota. This one has only one output. It calls it an old refurbished reactor. But basic one basically has all of the, stuff and two outputs, so why would you ever want, a crippled one that has less stuff available? Maybe if you like the vintage look it has. So yeah, there's really no point using substandard reactors, but you can. Like what happens over here. It's just bonding, so you could... Wait. Actually, there is no limit on what operations you can conduct in reactors, but there is a limit on symbols or the out. So in this one you could just as well use an assembly reactor, I think, because only one output. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyhow, so I can already see that we do some nasty stuff here, outputting hydrogen in different places. I really dislike that. I think it shows you the order to one is output here, then the other here, and another one there. But I do like those very little short circuits. Let's see what they do. So you can already see where it grabs the methane. Oh, didn't quite catch it. Okay, rotation, handover. I always like that. Ah, and again, I used that trick with the bonders. I really don't think I learned it myself. Yeah, that's really fast. I like it. It's great stuff. So what next? We get nitrogen and this thing. Oh, this is very convenient for us that it spawns all the way to the right. Wow. Oh man, that's super convenient. Oh man, it just immediately gets bonded to the nitrogen. Perfect. Wow. And we already have the output. We just need to remove the extra nitrogen. We already have the thing for this cargo freighter. It's just a bit rotated, but you know, the freighter doesn't mind. Okay, and over here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter much what happens to the nitrogen. I mean, like, okay, so the order is actually perfect. Yeah, it spawns over there, not over there. So this thing, you don't even need this part. Never mind. I was wrong, oops. Why is that? Oh, it's cool, no sync instructions are used. Okay. Yeah, you do need the bonder here. So all four are used actually. Cool, cool. And then handover. Beautiful. And somehow, yeah, it doesn't even need synchronization. Yeah, I see why, because this welder spends like an extra cycle. And this thing just kind of gets stuck on the alpha input. So they resynchronize every time, because what's alpha again? Nitrogen. They say nitrogen as soon as it comes. And here there is no, like, you know, desynchronization. It always takes the same amount of time to output the stuff, so like clockwork. Beautiful. So yeah, this is all very nice and all, but this is like the end of the easy levels, and then we move to intermediate ones in next one. But yeah, let's see the boss. You know, the story is kind of about stuff blowing up and you working for SpaceChem, the company, but stuff goes wrong all the time, and basically you get attacked by various stuff for seemingly no reason. Like here you have this giant, like, combine harvester machine or whatever turn against you, and like this, well, let me show you. Isambard MMD. I think it might be just 2500. I don't know why it uses Roman numerals, so can I even let it run? Oh, cool. Yeah, you have to stop it from, oops, it exploded on its own. Oh yeah, right. Because some of the stuff just works automatically. Yeah, you need to stop this giant harvester from, you know, destroying the control center. Interestingly enough, it says it will destroy the entire planet. You also get this cool little, I don't know what this instrument is called. I'll show you the boss's status. Yeah, the basic idea is very simple, right? You take methane and you overfill the oxygen tanks, so they explode at the right time and cripple the machine's little wheels. Yeah, basically the thingamabobs, the reactors don't do anything but pass things on. They pass things on. So I guess you want controls A and B switched. This is why I say boss levels are different from Okay, I think now is the right time. From normal levels, because there is a bit of manual control, which I don't enjoy as much. I like the automation. Okay, A and B should. Is that simple? You could even make those just an A switch, to be honest, a single one. I don't know why I used two separate controls. Makes no sense. Yeah, the circuit is extended, and instead, oh, never mind. I messed up somewhere. What happened? Apparently, I did need the I did need the controls A and B after all. I'm guessing you want to switch B when the molecule is grabbed, and you want to wait with control A until now. Now it should work. Yes, it does. And now the other thing is being filled. I think it's actually too fast. Yep, that was too fast, and now you're dead. So you have to take your time, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. And then we swap those things, and yeah. The machine is in range. And lastly, we wait a little bit longer. And we have a final pair of switches, which I guess we do the same thing we did before. Which would be swap that thing and that thing, and the final tank is being filled. It's probably too fast, it will blow up too soon. Yep. But you get the idea. I just need to time it a bit. So that's the first boss. Next, Alkonost. Yeah, we get another toy thrown our way. That's the sensor, little how do you say, tile or whatever, coupled with a sense, a branch instruction that lets you make a branch in the path. As you can see, it can now go either down or right in this case. Of course, you can orient them any way you want. And we also get sort of pseudo randomized inputs. Actually, they are deterministic. Every time you will get the same sequence. And also, from what I understand, you also get the exactly 50% of the inputs will be, neon and argon in this case. Just the way the game is coded. It's not just random, it actually it will literally be half of the inputs will be neon and half will be argon. So, you will end with, we'll see, I guess. Yeah, it's very basic stuff. Yeah, you see that the final set is neon and argon. You will basically get just enough to you won't be getting neon for I don't know, 100 cycles. It's obviously there, so you can you don't have to count on RNG for getting the best result in cycles, and it really makes sense. What's this? Oh boy, I already like this. Yeah. What is this? I don't know why it even is on Alkonost, why it has sensors, but okay. So it's basically one of the same early missions, but instead we grab things on the left and we don't rotate, because I don't know, we don't have room for rotations anymore. It's all chock full of instructions over here. Why are there so many outputs? Okay. Just jam it in. Cool. Okay, right. You only get 50% chance that it will double oxygen. But it doesn't matter in this setup anyway, because if you don't jam it in, it's okay. If you jam it in, well, it works. That's smart. I might have made it myself because, you know, that's very simple. I mean, most of this Alkonost stuff should be my solutions, like original. But then again, when I see stuff like this, where the result is obviously the best and there's no optimization possible, there's no one who's done fewer cycles, I don't think. That makes me doubt myself. Let me check. Huh. Okay, well, let's run it. I have nothing smart to say. I see there's some clever pathing made, like retardation. That's not the right term, but it's like it turns the wall to back if the titanium is on this spot for some reason. It goes back, you see, bounces back a little bit until it encounters this one. This instruction to go back on, I don't know why. Okay. Ah, so that it doesn't grab that thing. Jeez, that's super clever. I can't believe I made this. I mean, my solutions are not that optimized, I don't think. Well, this is... At least the construction of the loop is very simple. You don't want to go any further than this to save on cycles. So this rotation makes sense to me. This turning back the... Well, actually, it isn't that smart now that I look at it. I could have come up with this myself, to be honest. The only thing that makes me doubt that it's my solution is I dislike putting start instructions outside the loop with extra instructions, you know, that get executed only once, like on the very first, you know, on the pre-loop, so to speak. I don't do that generally, but this is only a single input, so it could have been mine. Yeah, that's very cool. Random oxides, that's what we just saw. Okay, next. No ordinary headache. Oh, and we get a recycler, so if you want to dump some molecules, you can just, you know, send it there and dump it, as they say. Okay, so you get all of your input from an atmospheric pump. Alkanos looks really nice too, like pretty much Earth. Regular, I think they call them ilex trees, like pine trees or whatever, on like a space Earth. Looks like a place to live. It even says it's one of the few industrialized planets with a breathable Earth-like nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere. What are the odds of finding a place like this in space? Are there any alien life forms out there? Anyway, better not think about it. Okay, this looks dead simple. If it's, you know, nitrogen, you put it there. If oxygen, put it there. And I guess we remove some bonds if it's nitrogen. Cool. Yeah, alright. And then what? What do we even do? Ah, well, I guess because we get on average 3 units of oxygen per 1 unit of nitrogen, right? And we only need 1 oxygen per unit of nitric oxide. That means you can discard 2/3 of oxygen we collect. Is that what's happening here? It could, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, that's 2 of them dump it. And the other one, I guess, it's just... Oh, wow, okay, no. That makes sense. This one... yeah, it just uses sync instructions. Ah, that's smart. So for every 2 loops of the blue, well, the 1 red loop is executed, and that's how we achieve the proportions we want. And we get the exact number of oxygen we need. Okay, cool. Grab some nitrogen. Simultaneously. Makes sense because you get them in couples. Simple and elegant. Very nice. No things necessary. Oh, looks like I'm not the fastest, so this is where it begins, I believe, where my solutions start to become suboptimal. That's fine. And also, as you can see, oh, look at that, by the way, the leaderboards reactors used. This is, you could have done this one in one reactor. Apparently I did that too. I find that believable. This is some very simple stuff you do here. Although I cannot, off the top of my head, like imagine how you do this, but I guess you need something like this to discard 2/3 of oxygen, and then just kind of do some creative bonding over there to make those 2 nitrogen balls and 2 oxygen into like 2 of the desired output. Anything like that before? Yeah, you can do in-place swap with just 1 reactor, apparently. Wow. Nothing works requires 4 reactors. Oh yeah, this one only gives you those, you know, halfway operational reactors with only 1 input or 1 output. I see. Same here. But there was no way to get creative so far. Nope. In-place swap is where it begins. And Alkonost missions. Let you have fun. Did you see this one? Oh my god. Okay, let's look at it again. I guess let it run while epic music plays and then we figure it out on the fly. Nitrogen and oxygen. Water and sodium chloride. So this must have some sensors, yeah. I can't figure it out when it's moving. I'm sorry, I need to pause it. Why is there even... Why is the output doubled? What does that mean? I guess it's to showcase proportions. Huh. Yeah, probably. Maybe. It still makes no sense. This is just bizarre. Don't understand myself why did I put only 2 outputs instead of 3 if that's to like underline the to you know showcase the proportions of this reactor. I don't get it. Okay, so it just passes both outputs to the next sensor reactor. And what happens there? Oh my god, this is so confusing. I don't want to deal with this right now, really. We can watch it, but I'm not gonna figure it out at the moment. You see, this is where this game gets frustratingly confusing. Okay, at least it outputs everything in the same spot. Where do those things go then? Nitrogen and oh, okay. It's still one long pipeline of reactors, so at least it's not doesn't split off into too many branching paths. So they're all nice and split, and then we... Ah, okay. So the proportions are conserved, and we get this thing. And we just need 1 more hydrogen and an extra bond, so I'm guessing it gets done in the final reactor, excluding this one. What does this one do anyway? We recycle a lot of stuff. Okay, we just need hydrogen and sodium. Alright. And we want them in certain proportions apparently, seeing how some of the water is outright discarded. Oh, and I guess we get an extra long pipeline because it becomes at some point an issue. So you just add add hydrogen, add a bond. It doesn't look that bad. Although, whenever I see a crossroads in a pathway, I get anxious. But at least this one is locked um, behind the sensor. Okay, this looks bad though. I mean, it works, doesn't it? Let's leave it at that. Challenge, going green. Oh, I like the assets in the overworld view of this one. It has like this giant cooling tower over on the left. This looks nice. The thermoelectric plant. Oh, it's not even green energy, it's actually just... Well, it makes sense in the context of the mission and its name. So yeah, only one input that we get. We take hydrogen, sulfur, and... Wait, no. What do we take? Ah, that's the... those are the outputs of this this thing. Carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. And we make an absolute unit of a chemical compound over there in the form of sulfuric acid and some carbon. We do not get a recycler this time. We need to use everything we get. Okay, removing bonds from those things. Hydrogen sulfide just gets passed on as is. Looks simple enough. What do we do with it later? Let's go with the easier path, the one that just needs carbon. Let's do that first. Okay, we detach oxygens, makes sense, and then we output carbon. That's cool. Simple. Also, this is wrong. The carbon is at the bottom. Like seriously, what's my problem? What? Oh wait, what? Oh, that's the. Never mind. I got it now. This is the note from the cargo freighter. You cannot edit those. Alright, right. We don't need to orient it any particular way, of course. Okay, so we only need oxygen, just kind of... It's almost like discarding carbon, really. And what happens here? Oh boy. Oh boy. What is this? Making an almost swastika of using the atoms. Oh man, what is this part? What does this do? Oh, it kind of waits there. That's bizarre. You know, you could probably do that with a sync instruction, but I guess this is fancier. But I do like those constructs with little loops and conditionals that interrupt the loop. That looks like... well, this blue path is a nightmare to follow, but overall, it's not that bad, I guess. But wow, there's a lot of assembly going on. The oxygen spawn in the... Oh, that's smart. I see how the oxygens are spawned immediately where you need them to be. You only need to move the hydrogen and the sulfur. That's cool. That's cool. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's nice. So do we ever get bottlenecked? Apparently not. I would... At first I expected the oxygen here to like become bottlenecked, but apparently it just builds up at the start a bit. No? I'm not sure where the extra oxygen comes from then. There is a little bit of a build-up, but then it gets used up quickly. It looks anxiety-inducing to see, when the pipe is full, it screws with this reactor and everything else down the pipeline potentially. But it just works. I don't know. It just kind of oscillates how much oxygen this reactor uses. It's kind of weird. I guess it makes sense depending on the randomness or pseudo-randomness of the inputs we get here. There is a bit of a variance in how much of this reactor or this reactor gets fed. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is where the game begins. It gets weird, shall we say? Because then, when I talked about this thing being Earth-like and livable, we kind of think to ourselves, what if there are alien life forms and this thing attacks? Kororki? Is that how you pronounce it? The Defiler Alchemist. So yeah, you need to use your big-ass particle accelerator to shoot at it while it shoots at you. Whatever the hell that thing is. We are attacked by an elder god. It appears it just works fully automatic. I don't know what this is, but I think its existence confirms a conspiracy theory. Sorry, I had to go there. So yeah, freaking flying pyramid attacks. And apparently I don't even need to... it's cool. I like when your solutions are fully automatic. You just don't care. You just spam whatever you have from... I don't even know how it works, but it just feeds the particle accelerator everything it wants. All the... I don't know what is heavy water and like uranium. It's hydrogen peroxide. Oh, okay, so uranium, it just gets a ton of uranium in the store. You don't even care. Alright. We don't get a recycler here, do we? But we do get storage tanks. So what do we have here? Tainted water, a bunch of different variants. I'm not going to show every boss battle, but just kinda going to glance over it. Okay, uranium goes one way, hydrogen the other. That's that simple. Uranium goes down this long gas pipeline. And here we build our hydrogen peroxide. Oh yeah, we use that thing again. Black magic. To, assemble the whole thing with just one bonding instruction. Let's see, it's kind of like cheating, or bug using. But yeah, this Kororki guy is an iconic villain from SpaceChem. Yeah, there's a story to this game and why those elder gods or whatever attack us. I haven't figured it out. It's funny. I really want to know, but I don't want to spoil myself. When you go to the story and info sheet, I don't want to show you. Well, it will probably show the final entry. Actually, it doesn't. But yeah, I only have one entry left. So apparently I almost got the whole story complete. And I really want to know. But unfortunately, the further on you go in this game, the harder it gets. Anyway, let's go to Sikutar or whatever. Nice to meet you. I always like the research assignments. They are very, you know, you don't have to do this anxiety inducing pipeline stuff and like figuring out where you want your reactors to go. So yeah, let's go. Let's see nuclear fusion in action. Another thing thrown into the mix. As you can see, it's exclusive with the sensors generally. Well, sometimes. So yeah, fusion is kind of cool. It's somewhat a little bit, just a bit complicated. But yeah, projectile. What did I say? Projectile atom on the left shoots into the atom on the right, and their atomic mass, I think is the thing is called, yeah, atomic number, they get added together, and yeah, that's pretty neat. So we need to shoot at the iron and make a cobalt, so we just need to shoot one hydrogen into it, because 26 plus 1 makes it 27. Oh, well, what? Oh yeah, that's pretty smart. You don't even need to move the hydrogen, you just kinda you do a drive-by, you shoot at the the irons as they pass. Nice. Gangsta style. I like that. I think this is something I could have come up with myself. This is not very sophisticated. It just works. And it has this bit of symmetry, like, you know, each welder grabs two of the iron oxides. Which also makes sense from the point of view of the assignment, I guess. I mean, like, I'm referring back to that one level, yeah, this one where you get exactly 5 sets of nitrogen, so you complete the whole assignment in 2 passes. This doesn't really work that way here, because well, you get 12 of those sets of cobalt oxide in 3 passes, but either way, you know, you can't do any better, I don't think. Under the ice. Apparently, oh, this is where we can go faster than 100. Than a hundo, as they call it, I think, nowadays. That's how the kids say 100 nowadays, right? Hundo? Anyhow, so how do you make an oxygen? Okay, just shoot a hydrogen into a nitro. Looks simple. Ah, snakes. I remember, I recognize that. Ah, I like this one. Look at that. This rotation, bam. It gets fused at the same moment. And then another rotation, so it's in position. Oh, this is even cooler when the red one does that. Look at that flick, bam, back down. It's beautiful. Oh man, that's good. That's some good stuff. But yeah, it takes a while to figure this all out. I was going to make a joke that SpaceChem is the Dark Souls of video games. I forgot to do it. It really is. It's like harder than Dark Souls. Way harder. Wait, where were we? Unknown sender, right? Okay. Oh, this is a cool one. We need to make neon out of hydrogen, so we put, you know, shoot hydrogen into hydrogen and just kind of keep shooting. Beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Yeah, I think this is a solution I made myself. It's the kind of stuff I like. It's that simple, but you know, effective. I don't know of a way to speed it up. It's just satisfyingly tight and, you know, fast. Great stuff. Alright, falling. Oh, cool. I don't even use a recycler, it's optional. Here we get water and krypton, and we want to make stuff out of that krypton, apparently. So my first instinct is you want to discard the oxygen. Well, you could. And just use hydrogen to make those things, maybe. Can you even do it in one reactor? No, you cannot. So maybe I'm wrong. I probably am, yeah. Well, you cannot do it in one reactor because you have 3 different outputs. But so, how do you make zirconium? 40. Oh wow. Okay, so you need 4 oxygen, 5 oxygens. Yeah, that's simple enough. And what about yttrium? 39. And you get krypton. Oh, so that's 36, so that's kind of easy. So here you just shoot hydrogens into krypton, and over here you just, use up all of your oxygen. So you need 5 oxygens per zirconium, and you also get, if you use 5, then you get 10 hydrogens. So how many do you need? 3 plus 5, right? So you need 8. So you get a bit of extra hydrogen, I think. But it doesn't matter because, the cargo freighters do not get overfilled. They accept as much as you send them. So if you keep outputting those things as fast as... Oh, interesting. So I deliberately slow down when the first krypton atom comes, so we get a supply of hydrogen for shooting at it. Cool. That's very simple. A loop. You shoot those things, spawn them, shoot, and you grab the output. And this one it takes a longer path because for niobium or neobium, wherever you need a bit more hydrogens. Makes sense. Perfect sense, and it's very simple. And here we just shoot oxygen at oxygen until it becomes zirconium. Space chemistry. So what gets filled latest? Yeah, it's zirconium. Yttrium and niobium get more stuff. The freighters for those things get more of those compound. Makes sense. And what's the challenge? Oh, applied fusion. Yeah, that's the one that stumped me 5 years ago. That's the one I came back to recently, and I did it a week ago, I think. So that's, some new stuff for me. Memory should still be fresh. What do we have here? So we just get water, and you need to make phosphoric acid. Okay. Those notes really get in my way, but so we only use fusion reactors. No, we use a sensor one, and here too. Oh, we use sensor reactions in general. Okay, so how do we treat the water? How do we split it? Because apparently hydroxyl radical and hydrogen. Oh yeah. Okay, makes sense. So you maximize the throughput of this one. You make the splitting as simple as possible, so the paths the Waldos take are the shortest. It also means that we cannot really drop them. Well, we want to drop them further to the right because that speeds up subsequent processing, because Waldos have less distance to travel if you think about it. Oh, damn it. Come on, let me in. Is that the one? It should be. Yeah, if stuff spawned here instead of there, then Waldos would have less distance to travel overall, so you always have to keep that in mind. Okay, so apparently, yeah, we use a bunch of sync instructions so that, you know, there's certain proportion to... Wait, they use that black magic stuff again. Yeah, I did. Yeah, there's a certain proportion to how much the blue circuit is active compared to the red one. Apparently, we want more hydroxyl radical than hydrogen peroxide. Oh, we haven't output a single thing yet. Beautiful. 179 cycles in, we haven't even done anything. Maybe this? Ah, we finally assembled a single one of those. Why does it take so long? Oh, that's a huge bottleneck right over there. What are you waiting for? Oh, this is where the magic happens, right? Ah, yeah, the fusion. Applied fusion, right? That's the name of the level. And this is where the tough stuff happens. What do we do here? We get a bunch of hydrogen for shooting at stuff. We need to make phosphorus out of oxygen. So we need 7 hydrogens to shoot at an atom of oxygen. But what is the point of hydrogen peroxide? Oh, here it comes. Okay, so we make fluorine and neon. What about the oxygen? Ah, right. Okay, we shoot a bunch of hydrogens, using up the ones in the pipeline there. Ah, and then we make this thing, which is like the central part of phosphoric acid. Okay, makes sense. Then we wait for some reason. Why do we not output that thing? There's a lot of syncing over there. Like, this is something I just did and didn't optimize much. It probably makes no sense to wait with that thing at the output for so long. You generally want to output stuff as fast as you can. Alright, so what happens here? We are waiting for a beta, so this central piece, which is kind of stuck there. Oh, here it comes. Okay, and then we use 3 of hydroxyl radical to... Yeah, just kinda... I remember struggling with this part, figuring out how I want it done. It's not... It looks kinda ugly, but it's acceptable by the big cargo freighter, I guess. Takes a long time, but there's an achievement for it over here. And as you can see, this is like this huge bottlenecking caused by having to make phosphorus and fuse it with oxygen. There isn't really much way you can squeeze out more cycles. Wait, can go up to 6 reactors? Wow. Huh. Well, I always like when my solutions take up the... I don't like to have too many of them, because then, you know, I get lost in the notes for each reactor, and it's ugly. Exploding head syndrome. Oh, that's the most... I'm going to skip the later bosses, but this one is too funny not to show. So this is the Kraken. Gorgafar, the horror from the deep. Yeah, so that thing is apparently an inhabitant of this planet. And so, you know, we have an oceanic pump, and out of this water we need to make some uranium or plutonium even. So we're going to make a nuke out of some water to dump on this big thing's head. Just kind of wax. So it's cool. When I leave it running, nothing happens much, but hydrogen and oxygen are full. Okay, so how do we make plutonium? Fusion reactor is probably where it happens. How many plutoniums do we need anyway? I think 2 units. Okay, Well, control D and B to use A and C. Oh my god. Well, I would like to show you the nuke, but I don't know if I can figure it out, guys. Okay, let's try again and try to make some plutonium out of water. How big is it anyway? 94. Oh my god. I don't know, what happens when I enable control A? When it drops something further. That's great, but what do we do with that? Well, okay, so I need to... How do we get to fusing stuff? I mean, this is fusing already, but then it isn't. Okay, what do you... Oh my god. Okay, at least this thing can operate independently of switch A being flipped. Oh, hang on the way back you can shorten the loop, I guess? No wait, it normally grabs here, but then... Oh, okay, it uses that for... Oh my god, so you have to manually fuse stuff, right? Okay, so then we flip the switch B. What? Wait, what happened? Oh no. Oh no, this is going to be terrible. What? Oh no. You have to calculate the stuff manually, and there's going to be a config at some point. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Well, you got 94. Ah, jeez. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing anything as the blue wall. I think I'm supposed to flip switch D and just wait at the sync point. Wait for like red to go through the entire thing. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. Oh shit. I was 2 sets of hydrogen short. Now it will hit the sync point and output the wrong thing. Welp. Okay, at least I get what we need to do. Flip switches A and B, right? Oh god, not like this. Flip switch A then. That thing can work in the background for now. We need an oxygen in place. Okay, it is in place. So, switch B, go. Okay, but how much of it do I need? It's impressive that there are no collisions, at least so far. I don't even get to see the thing. Look at this. Look at us menacingly. Alright, so wait. Okay, this will provide another 16 soon. Which will make exactly 92. So we need another set of hydrogen, right? And then we flip the switch D, I guess. Should be good, right? Also, we can turn off the switch B for now, yeah, and D too. Yeah, great, we got some plutonium. Sweet. Okay. All right. I think I got the hang of this. Okay. So now we turn back on switch B and fuck. Well, yeah, good luck figuring out if you're doing it right or not. Okay, one more, right? Yes. What do we do now? What's the point syncing even? Don't sync, just do your stuff. Like, who cares? Ah, right. Dang it, we need to... oh no. I was supposed to go to the sync point, otherwise this thing cannot progress. Cannot proceed. There. Now we turn off switch B and do normal stuff for a while, right? Oh, there's a lot of oxygen in the pipeline, and I don't like that. Yeah, we are kind of falling behind. Come on. Okay, that should be good. Please, no collisions. I hate collisions. Okay, I don't know if we're going to make it in time to build a nuke. I think we're behind. Oh no. We need one more. Oh wait. Oh, it waits at the sync point, so if we are behind, we can always add as much hydrogen as we need on using this loop. Okay, that makes sense. Great. So that's done, and okay, this is over. We can turn off switches B and D and go back to loading the fuel for the rocket. And also I think we can disable switch A, which will stop passing oxygen. Oh, what is switch A for anyway? Oh, this thing. Yeah, I don't know. Drop it elsewhere. Ah, okay, it works. Great. I think. Yeah. No! Uh-oh. Oh, I don't like this. Why is it not output? Ah, okay, no, never mind. It will be fine. It will be fine. Speed it up. We got the plutonium we needed, and the rest will fill up with time. Didn't even get whacked once. Comedic timing. No, it's always preset when the monster attacks, I think. So anyway, we did it. But it's kind of slow at 2 speed. I think the default speed is 3. Epic. Oh, I didn't know. Cool. I haven't done a boss mission in so long. I didn't even know it has a special jingle for when you beat a boss. Cool. Well, we are mere 2 hours into the video, and there are 3 worlds left. And I better get right to it. Like a boss is the only thing I can say about, making nukes out of water and dumping them in a rocket on the Kraken's head. It had very bad time over there. Anyway, so what do we have here? This just looks like more of the same, to be honest. It just gets more complex because we need to like attach hydrogen to carbon from 4 sides to make a methane. Yeah, it cannot be done in one wall, though there is not enough room physically for all of the paths you need to make. Simple enough. We've seen this stuff before, we are pros. Sacre bleu, rather. Best name in the game. So what have we here? Okay, we basically need to detach hydrogen from hydrogen cyanide. No, we don't. Well, we do actually. And then reattach the whole, leftmost part of methane and fuse the remnants together, or bond them together, rather. Right. Ah, cool. I like that. That's clever. Ah, beautiful. And then this attaches. And we got ourselves a set of outputs. Sweet. Oh, the handover at the end. That's just as they call it. I think they call it swag. Look at that. The blue holds it, and then the red one at the end. Nice. I really like those tight loops. That's some great stuff. Man, it's so much more fun doing research assignments instead of production ones, because here you don't have to, you get as many inputs as many as fast you can, smash that input, but that in button or input molecule, I guess, or not a button, but you smash that symbol, hammer it, and you get as many as you can take. The plot thickens. Oh, that's a cool one. You can already tell by the graph. Like some people took 4,000 cycles to finish this one. What? No, get me back in the game. Dang it! I was just going to have an overview of the previous ones. Under the Ice apparently took some people a long time. Oh man, well that's one thing you don't get watching this summary. You don't get to see the hilarious suboptimal solutions. But it's an iterative process. You don't arrive at stuff like that, or just on your first try. It's nice. You like start with some crap solution, and then over time you refine it, and turn coal into diamonds, so to speak. So oh boy, oh yeah, this is the first assignment. I have to make a big boy particle. Particle or molecule? I don't know. I think it's a molecule actually. So how do we do this? Yeah, we cannot make snakes, unfortunately. We need all of those bonders over there. Didn't I work recently on refactoring the solution? The plot thickens? I might have. Yeah, actually I think I did that recently. I do remember remaking this part of the loop, and this one too. Like the overall idea, the gist is you want to build that stuff. No, wait. Did I refactor this? I think so. No, actually, I think that was another one. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Make a snake over there. Rotate it. Just enough room to not hit the reactor's walls, which, by the way, is also like, a failed simulation. It doesn't let you proceed with a solution like that. Yeah, the best solutions generally involve two Waldos doing the same loop alternately in perfect synchrony. Like there is some time lost on the sync instruction, but I think it's unavoidable. Danger zone. Oh boy. Here we go. So this is the part that motivated me to make this video. This is some crazy stuff that I can't quite put my I quite can't quite wrap my head around but like around how it's supposed to work. Like it's an abomination in terms of symbols used. It's like a series of if-else statements using those handy sensor branch symbols. It's ugly, but it works. So I guess all I can say. It's crazy with this little thing. Like here you have this little loop for some reason, and here you get another one, and you think maybe it's not needed, but then you make it like a pause instruction for debugging, and you see this one is actually used. Okay, this one isn't. So you can actually eliminate this part. But this part, yeah, this one is. So yeah, I've just made a little discovery, so we can throw this away and it will still work. Hey! It just cut off 3 symbols from our solution, so that's great. What else isn't used? I should have debugged more thoroughly, to be honest. I don't know. Pauses here? No, this branch is used by both red and blue wall though. So yeah, this is some insane stuff. This is really messed up. Oh, okay, that's what happened. That's why you get this loop. For when you spawn a double hydrogen, it cannot bond to it. So you go back and wait for another one to be spawned. Maybe even multiple sets of inputs to be spawned in case those keeps being double hydros. Huh, but I don't think it happens. Like it didn't happen now. So when is this loop used? When is it used anyway? What's that for? When is it used again? I don't want to like watch the entire thing. Okay, we need to wait until 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, too fast. Okay, so now it happens. Why exactly? Why is that thing? Why is that branch even needed? Is it really needed, or is that just a meme? Like, what was the point of this? Apparently, there's like some lack of synchronization, I'm guessing. And you need that little loop so that you can grab that thing instead of going through the entire thing. Without picking up an atom, is that right? Does that work without? No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's just some arcane stuff. It's a fucked up solution, but it works. It works rather nicely. What can I say? This is where the fun really kind of ramps up. Okay, so which one is the first one? I think Molecular Foundry is the one that you unlock first. What have we here? Okay, this looks kind of easy. We get a cool, a fancy advanced reactor with like 8 bonders. I get a recycler, that's nice. So, what do we do? Carbon is used, oxygen obviously goes into the trash. So I'm guessing, okay, this is probably the oxygen filter. Yes, it is. And this thing, um, it just sorts things. Okay, that's simple enough. So how do we make those cementites? Oh, jeez. Oh my god, okay, that's kind of fancy. Unbinding. Wow. Just so you can bind again, like you can split them apart, the halves of the... Wow. Okay, that's cool. Look at that. Make an opening, then bam. Making a nice little grid. That's kinda epic. I like that. It's pretty fast, but apparently you can do faster. Gasworks spark. Oh, this apparently I did it really well at it. Oh boy. Okay. Well, where do we begin? Well, we take water and carbon from mining drill in many different configurations. Okay. Perfect. I have no idea what's happening here, but at least it outputs carbon in predictable patterns. So what do we need all that carbon for anyway? Bunch of it goes down there. Oof. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because we have a set of grab instructions, so regardless of where they spawn, we just pick them up. And then we take 2 units of oxygen, which I guess are neatly split over there. Yeah, they take turns outputting to the left or to the right, so that's how it works. And what about oxygen? Because it's like made in a cross shape. I see. I understand why, and I understand why we use a super bonder reactor over there. Yeah, predictable. Predictable. Okay, cool. So it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it looks. But like for recycler and those long pipelines, that's kind of yikes. Well, anyway, fun little level, not too tough. Not gonna show the boss. We've seen enough bosses, and like we are really taking our time with this video. Challenge Constructor. That's a reference to another Zachtronics games, because you didn't see that when I started the game. It's made by Zachtronics Industries, I think is the name. Those guys specialize in making those logic puzzlers. Like, I'll be honest, I think I've said that before. This is the only game of its kind I've played. I haven't played their games or any other logic game like this. Like, I did some like Python programming assignments which were similar to this, but they didn't have this glamour. They didn't have epic music playing. So yeah, I prefer SpaceChem, I think. Although doing programming challenges is also fun. So what I was getting at is Constructor, Engineer of the People, is one of Zachtronics' earliest games, and this challenge. I'll use the game's title. It's in Cyrillic, kinda. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Koch CTP YKTOP doesn't make sense when you try to pronounce it as if it were Latin. So yeah, I haven't touched this one, but it looks imposing, to say the least. Like, obviously, you need to dump all of the oxygen into the trash, and how inefficient you do this depends on how much of silicon you are willing to discard. Because simplest solution, when I'm going to do this challenge, it's not a matter of if, only when. Even if it takes another 5 years of like being filtered by the game or like bouncing back from it, bouncing away. Yeah, simplest solution, just throw everything away but the central silicon, and then just kind of make a frame and then, you know, just kind of filter off some silicon. But yeah, there's an additional complication because here the atom of boron does not exactly have a set of bonds. Maybe it's because of the limitation. Maximum bonds free. Oh, okay, so it's a hard limitation imposed by the chemistry. It's not that it can have like 4 bonds or 5, but you're forcing it to have 3. Ah, so it's kind of easy. So it doesn't matter. You just bond it. Just need to make sure that you know, you get 1 bond per each pair of the silicon. Orientation doesn't matter. If you had like a cross-shaped set of bonders, then, you know, whatever. It would it would also always bond in the same order because of the, you know, that's what enables the whole bonder black magic I've shown you before. Anyway, so yeah, skipping the boss and Atropos Station, that's a cool one. It's a space station. You don't get production assignments here because it's a space station. It's really nice. This is where the real this is where the real SpaceChem begins. And I'm being serious. When you complete the first level of Atropos Station, you get access to ResearchNet over there, which is user-made levels. And it sounds so scary, I'm not even touching that. 63 Core V is a DLC, and this thing is like Australian. It's like the Team Fortress 2 tie-in. Never touched it. I'll touch that stuff and the fish cake for after I've beaten the game. Anyhow, so yeah, this is where you. I think this point of the game is significant for the research net because you basically, I think this is where you unlock the final set of features. Basically, you get flip-flops, and if this looks familiar to you, it's because it is. The Blue Danube is that if that how you pronounce it is basically the same as Danger Zone. I literally copy-pasted my solution. That's pretty funny. Like you have flip-flops, but I don't get how you're expected to make use of them. You just like how are you supposed to improve on this? I mean, let's look at the graphs. I guess there are some faster solutions here and here. Oh, there are fewer. So I guess there's some galaxy brain. There's some galaxy brain solution that uses flip-flops. Well, I would like to see it. I guess I will look it up one day. And yeah, this one is also horrible about the number of symbols used, but who cares? Next, no stomach for lunch. I had a lot of fun with Atropos Station recently, because I remember 5 years ago I was very upset about my solutions being super inefficient, and yeah, I spent time recently optimizing them, so they are not so bad anymore. What's this? Yeah. I remember this one, yeah. Oh, it looked so bad before. I hope I can... well, I'll try to undo this stuff, so maybe I can present to you how it looked before I refactored it. I hope I don't break it. Oh man, I need to be careful. If I break it, I will be so upset if I lose all of this. Look at this iteration. I think there was a point where I just kind of flipped the table and just reset. Oh yeah, what? Oh, another set? Is that how it looked before? No, that's just one of the variants of the solution. It's pretty good, but not as good as what came later. Yeah, this free like up arrows is just a sort of thing sort of my own convention, language convention that I use for signifying, for when I want to undo or redo stuff, or like when I want to mess up with the past, to to signify this is the point where the solution actually works and won't give you any errors. Okay, so yeah, this is the reset point, and this is how it looked before. Wait, is that it? Okay, let's look how it works. Let's look how it works. It seems pretty good though. I mean, one thing it does right is like it wastes no time. It like grabs the thing from the like rightmost side, so that's time efficient. But then it like does this weird stuff. No, wait, that's not even the. I'm confused now. That is not the. Wait. Is that? What am I even undoing? That's one of my better solutions. Am I even going back or forward? I'm so confused. Man, I put quite a lot of work into refactoring this thing, damn. Well, I thought there was only one prior iteration that we would go through, but apparently not. So there were like 2 resets. Okay, I guess this is about... How did it start? Ah, okay, this is the solution that I was dissatisfied with. Actually, this isn't even the worst of it. This is I was already refactoring this one before I threw the entire thing away, because the loops are tighter in this one. It doesn't look that bad, but a lot of it's just, you know, inefficient. Like, why do I even what am I doing in the bottom part of the reactor? What's the point of all this? You should be like as close to the output areas as possible and away from the beta output. How many cycles is this? Yeah, 345. Right in the middle of the bell curve. But it was worse. Way worse. I don't know if I left a marker for myself. Does this work? It doesn't. Yeah. This? Doesn't. I'm not going to keep trying. This looks workable. Yeah. That's about how this thing looked like originally. Look at this. Look at the length, the sheer length of that loop, where nothing happens. Where the red wall does all of the work. And this whole thing. Just, I don't know, just pathetic. But that was my original solution. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, now let's hope I don't mess it up. Control Y, right? Okay, good. Oh man, okay, just don't press anything. I don't ruin my... don't get stuck in history. Does this work? Doesn't. This? No. Oh my god, I got to be so careful. Oh, okay, this works. So you can see it gets a little bit more fancy because I started using flip-flops, like right here. The loop is tighter, it's no longer so stupidly, you know, lengthy, but it still does this whole thing that I was unhappy with, where the blue one, the blue wall just I don't know where it goes without that ethane, to be honest. And there's this whole sink. Look at this long wait the red Waldo does. It's just awful. Wait, no, not like this. Let's keep going and see how we can improve. Does this work? It doesn't. Okay. Nope. This works. Still 365 apparently. So you're just looking for ways to shorten the red loop, I think. Is that right? Is how is the red one? It still gets stuck in the sink. Yeah, this part. That's not good. Oh, I think that worked, didn't it? Yeah, you know, it's just scraped by like a little bit, a little more cycles just out of tightening the loop here and there. Like this part doesn't need to be so long. This part doesn't need to be so long. It's just shortening both by 2. It's a tiny gain, but a gain nonetheless. And then I was trying to rework the red loop. Like this. This looks better because you know you no longer have this ugly part, right? So yeah, that's a little bit of a shortening. Does this work? It cannot work. Oh, it does work. Well, that shows what I know. But yeah, apparently the result is still underwhelming. Let's keep going. Shorter blue loop. Does that work? Probably not. Oh, it does. It still shows 345 though. Oh, okay, I guess that was the best I could do with this one before discarding it. Well, it's a mess, so it really needed to be remade. And then the experimentation began. As you can see, the first thing I did was flip-flops, just looking for a way to work them into the solution. Immediately I start working, like hoping to make the outputs or the compounds as close to the output area as possible, so all of the work is done there instead of like somewhere at the bottom or middle. Does this work? It looks like it is a workable solution. Oh, the debug commands, oops, and there's like a little bit of this part, yeah. I'm starting to lose words because I have been here too long. Oh, cool, this works. No, it doesn't. It's stuck because it lacks the sync command or something. What am I even doing? Wait, did that work before? Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. Alright. Oh, now it should work. It'll probably throw an error. No, it doesn't. Okay, so you can immediately see how processing all of the stuff on the right has its benefits. The loop is kinda good, but you know, it gets improved, it gets better. But yeah, the blue wall though, it doesn't waste any time anymore. There's still a sync, but this time it's the red one that makes the blue wall though wait, not the other way around. So effectively it's not that good a solution to 83. But what if flip-flops? Well, the answer is this thing doesn't work. Hang on. What? Oh, okay. No, this doesn't work either. I was getting confused about the sync instructions. Okay, what is this? Oh, it works, at least. So let's see again. There is a flip-flop now on the red side to shorten the loop a bit. Did they ever explain how they work? I mean, it's kind of obvious. Like the first time a Waldo crosses a flip-flop, it takes the normal path. On the second, the flip-flop is active, and the Waldo takes the other path. It's just for squeezing, the most out of a single reactor, like making an even more elaborate pathways. Looks pretty good. 265, small improvements, incremental. Oh yeah, this is bare. This is quite a shortening compared to what we had before. It literally doesn't work. Hang on. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I like how the blue loop looks like, at least. Okay, almost works. Oh, what am I even doing here? Ah, that's the smart way. Instead of using a sync instruction, I started, I put in this rotation one. And now it looks much better, there's no more waiting. And this part is particularly fancy for the red Waldo, where it dips down and then back up. And the loop is very short. The only part I'm dissatisfied about is this long path over here, because it is a wait. I don't think I have been able to figure this one out yet. Why is there resets? Wait, what? There's more? Oh yeah, right, there is more, of course. Man, I spent too much time on this one assignment, and it shows. Wow, I thought this was the ultimate solution. I mean, it's kind of cool with the flip-flop, but it's not that good. So let's keep going. Alright. So this... what even was the rationale about it? Oh yeah, I didn't want to make ethylene like this. I wanted to just cut off the sides of the ethylene or the ethane and hope to save time that way. What? Wait. So this is the prototype that we've seen before, a glimpse of it. Add the bond. We only have, unfortunately, 2 bonders, otherwise this assignment would be much easier. Well, yeah, this looks kinda okay. Is it actually faster? It is. And the rest is basically trying to optimize this loop. Like there's a lot of, red just kind of going back and forth, but I just don't know the way to improve that. So what is the redesign? I think I was trying to bring the bonders closer, which leads us to my final solution so far, relying on some crazy flip-flop action. Let's skip right to the point, yeah. Okay, yeah, we can undo this part. So here it goes. Goes back and forth, rotates, adds a bond. Yeah, it looks pretty fast. It's not the best because it grabs the molecule by the carbon in the middle instead of the hydrogen at the right, so it's wastes some time that way. So there's definitely, I think there's room for improvement, and there certainly is. Like the numbers don't lie over here, right? Anyway, next one. I hope I won't promise, but I think the rest will not take so long to showcase. Like this looks easy, right? Where's the music? Ah, there it is. Ah, that's the fancy stuff. It was kind of cool. Look at this fusion dance. It's beautiful. Look at them go. Look at this. Look how they wiggle back and forth. And actually, that's just a slightly improved version of the solution I made 5 years ago. Man. It's actually quite smart. Keep fusing and spawning until you actually get chlorine. And so simple, so elegant too. You don't have to worry about what kind of input you get. You just kind of do the fusion dance every time. It just depends how long it is. Depends on the atomic number. Oh god, I'm starting to lose my voice. Thankfully, we are quite close to the end. Alright, all along. Oh, I had some fun with this one. I remember this is the one I optimized. This is another one when you have to make a really huge chemical compound. Polytetrafluoroethylene, yeah. Okay, so because this kind of assignment gets expanded on even further a bit later on. As you can see, you cannot rotate this whole thing. You just cannot. It has to be like done in an upright position, because if it's not, then you won't be able to rotate it. You'll catch the corners on the edges of the reactor. So it has to be built up from the ground up, or whatever, whichever direction you prefer. But there's only one logical direction, and that's have to go downwards with the carbon. You need 2 fluorines, and yeah, that's a solution I'm quite happy with. It's not ideal. There are faster ones, apparently, some really big brain ones, but this is just a classic. It has, like I said before, the best solutions generally are the ones where you have like 2 almost identical loops that are like half step away from each other, so to speak. Just kind of in synchrony, just kind of working together a little bit. Red one helps the blue one, and in reverse, and it goes the same way in the other direction. But only the red Waldo, which is the second one in here, needs to have logic for dropping the compound when it's ready, and or for outputting it. To be honest, you could just put an output instruction here, but I added this analogous kind of appendix, so to speak, for the blue Waldo, to make sure the loops don't desynchronize. They're always the same length. Honestly, it's, I guess, unnecessary. You could probably get a sync instruction somewhere in there, but I couldn't figure out how to work it into this this linear section, because then it would be crossed twice, so you need 2 sync symbols somewhere in here, and the blue Waldo is in this general area when the compound is output. So yeah, you don't really have space for more symbols at the moment. Majestic. Right. So yeah, this one not much to say. And accidents happen. Apparently, I seem to have gotten the a popular solution, but there are some galaxy brain ones that are like much less obvious, judging by how many people got them. What even is this? Looks kind of simple, dare I say. Okay, well, I don't know if I even touched this one. Oh yeah, I was refactoring it, this solution, but I didn't get far. So this is definitely something I have to look into. I am not happy with the central part, which is basically the way it was 5 years ago. It's too hard to explain, man. It does stuff like this. The red Waldo goes through this loop 4 times for each of the hydrogens. And if it has a phosphorus in the center, then it's a slight alteration, but it results in overall time wasted because, you know, it goes to the output, but then it goes for the loop again to reset the flip-flops. So yeah, not sure what can be done right now to improve this one, but it probably has to involve the blue Waldo doing something more than just spawning hydrogen. And I'm not sure about the positioning of the bonders either. Might be improved somehow. Yeah, there's the boss, whatever. I really don't time for story spoilers. I don't like the turn this story goes because by this point of the game everyone is dead. You are like alone with one of some higher ups in SpaceChem. You're just dumped on this planet with overgrown, you know, stuff that you cannot move because there's no workforce. There's nobody left to move those things. So they are preset. And yeah, you start working on those, you know, those fictional elements that don't exist in real life. I don't know what's the story significance of those yet. Anyway, so research assignments, special assignment. I don't remember touching this one. Let's see what this one does. It seems simple. Kinda. Only one flip-flop used too. Okay, it's just... I guess it's the smartest you can get. One Waldo makes one type of output and the other one makes another. Huh. Well, looks basically almost perfect already. Ah, this one. I'll save that one for later, maybe. Now let's do this one already. So this is the absolute unit chemical compound taken to its logical conclusion. The biggest one you can build. What's the solution? Apparently I got somewhere in this weird valley where not many people think of that kind of solution, but there's some better one that more people have gotten. I don't know how. Maybe I'm guessing just that people just looked up the best solution and copied it, maybe. But this one is definitely my original. I can tell because it's not very good, but it's kind of fancy and uses flip-flops. I really like those. So yeah, the idea is per one loop we build 2 of those lines, rotated the other way, and then we kind of fuse them. Loop repeats. There's some fusion done by the red one too, which goes first, but you know the compound is set in a different position, so it can make use of this bonder. I cannot think of a way to improve this this solution right now. Unfortunately, you only have 4 bonders. If you had more, you could like probably make a single line of this thing more easily. But as you can see here, it's just kind of really fancy with this flip-flop. Let's see it again. There's some really tight timing used. I don't know, I'd have to like start from scratch, I think, if I were to improve this one, because I just cannot see any way to make it better right now. Like, this is where this is refactoring these solutions where I got really stumped, because I was like thinking of ways, and you have to like surrender half of the reactor space for this chemical compound alone, so that restricts your freedom of movement. You cannot go beyond, you know, this column. Anyhow, next one. Told you so. I was going to make an Amogus joke, but I'm not gonna. Well, I guess I already did. No, it's not a joke, it's just a reference. What's this? Told you so. Did I touch this one or not? I don't recognize this one offhand. No, I don't think I did. I mean, making snakes is pretty smart. You have a lot of bonders available here, so you can probably make some very clever solutions if you are willing to put in the time. This one isn't so good, but apparently, you know, because it engages both worlds at the same time, it's also not in a bad place in terms of cycles. So let's get to the awful production assignments that got me stuck, as you can see. I just made some solution that worked, and especially this one, Sigma Ethylene. I hate this one. This one is where I stopped 5 years ago. This one is just when I was like defeated by the game, and I had to go back. There's a boss too, but I won't talk about it, I don't think. Well, maybe I'll show you. I haven't even done anything with the boss. So yeah, you get ancient pumps, ancient reactors. You cannot touch anything, you have to work with what you got. And this freaking loop over there is just pure evil. A loop, that loops back on itself. You can probably do something super smart with it, but my idea is, well, you have 3 different variants of Carbomega, and well, basically well, I'll show you what we do. Oh my god, this is terrifying. The absolute state of this reactor. Oh yeah, okay, if it's this kind of guy, we don't want him here. This is literally my solution for that kind of Carbomega. If it's that long, we just dump it. We don't even care. We don't care. We get it stuck there, whatever. Not touching that ever again. And for others, yeah, okay, we can work with those. But we have to split them first into smaller chunks like this one. What was that rotation back and forth? What was the point of that? Oh my god, I swear there's some insane solution over there. Making little sword-shaped compounds. And yeah, if you ever get the big heavy, just dump him. It works. It doesn't work well, but it works, and it seems a lot of people got the same idea. And lastly, Sigma Ephelin. There's an achievement for just beating this one, and there aren't that many achievements in the game. Okay, well, there's an achievement for finishing this one in less than 6,000 cycles, but that doesn't seem very hard to do. Yeah, this one I am super ashamed of. It's just disgusting. But yeah, this is the last one of the lot. Well, we need way more hydrogen than we need Sigma. Or as I like to call it, Ligma. You might be wondering, Ligma what? Well, look at that, those are balls. That's right, Ligma balls. Huh, got them. Seriously, well. This whole unholy construct is just there for synthesizing carbon. And that's basically the most of this solution right now. Spend an eternity making carbon, and then, okay, in the reward you get one pair of Sigma balls for use for making Sigma ethylene, or Sigma atoms, technically. And yes, I used the bug to make it easier on myself with the hydrogen. So yeah, this is like a very desperate solution. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But yeah, like I said, there's a Chivo for it. Okay, well, I don't know, I don't want to discuss the boss much. Okay, I'll show it, because it's just anxiety inducing. Another old one. Sophophore, the prismatic horror. You know what's the worst about it? I mean, it's not immediately apparent, but, well, you only get those inputs. Reactors are preset, and out of one reactor I have to produce 3 different types of output. That's one thing. Well, I guess, oops. It will require using some manual control. I don't see any other way of doing that, but you need to shoot 3 different types of lasers against that thing. I don't know why. Maybe if the eye goes red, that means you have to shoot a red laser at it? I don't know. The problem I immediately see is... Oh, wait, I didn't even notice there's Sigma and Omega that you have to use. Oh, that's even worse. Well, you're gonna have to... But geez, it's just going to be a lot of manual operation, because you don't even have anywhere to dump stuff you don't want. And, well, in case when you want to make like a green or a blue laser, then you're going to end up with some, I don't know, either surplus hydrogen or a surplus omega. Like right now, off the top of my head, this looks unachievable to output those things consistently without producing any kind of waste. And you don't have anywhere for waste to go unless you dump it somewhere in the reactor somehow. So this is going to be hell. Oh, that's my thoughts about the boss. And that's it. 3 hours later. Took me way longer than I thought. I thought I would do it in an hour, but I guess I like to run my mouth. Yeah, so that was SpaceChem. Showed you everything minus some bosses, which aren't that interesting anyway. Great game, very fun. Yeah, I don't know. If you would like to talk about the game, then I'm willing to. I'm happy to discuss, especially especially the way my solutions are bad and which way they could be improved on. Alright, well, that's it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.